I know that a lot of you are big fans of the ground beef. I know this because our ground beef videos are among our most popular kind of all the time.
They kind of are, and that's how a lot of you found us in the first place.
We have one ground beef video that has over 200,000 views. I think it might be around the 250,000 view range right now. So we know that you like ground beef. The thing is that we had our classic ground beef recipes, you know, our sloppy joes and our chilies and our spaghetti sauces and meatloaves and all that. But we were looking for some new and exciting ground beef recipes. Not just for videos to give you some new ideas, but also because in our Freezer Meals 101 club, we can see at a glance how many chicken recipes we have, how many beef, how many ground beef, how many, you know, whatever. And I wanted to up that number of ground beef recipes.
We gotta balance it out a little bit. We say that we have a lot of variety, and we do, but you know, we gotta keep pushing if we wanna keep it up.
Absolutely. So today is all ground beef all the time and all new. There's one recipe that we've made before and tweaked it, and now we're gonna show you sort of the final product. But other than that, these are all new. This is exciting, and these are going to be perfect family meals.
This first recipe is Salisbury steak. I have been telling Charlotte forever that we need to have a Salisbury steak in our repertoire. And, you know, I don't think it was like twisting a rubber arm. It was always kind of like, yes, we should. Yes, I'll make one day. Yes, we'll figure it out.
Well,
the day is here.
Christy had to explain to me what a Salisbury steak was, to be fair.
To be fair.
So it took me a while to understand that this is not made with steak. It is made with hamburger, but now I get it.
Yeah, it's a ground beef patty and it has a gravy on it, and it's like super wholesome and yummy and warms you, and it's all the things. So here is the Freezer Meals 101 Salisbury steak. So first we're gonna make the patty. We're gonna start out in our bowl with some lean ground beef, some panko breadcrumbs. We're going to add in minced garlic. We take ours right from a jar because honestly, we go through so much garlic. It's faster, it tastes fine, it's good, and it's handy. We add in some Italian seasoning, a beaten up egg, some ketchup, Dijon mustard because we're fancy, and some Worcestershire and salt and pepper. We're gonna mix that all together and then make it into 4 patties. Once we have made our patties, we're going to fry that up in a frying pan, 4 or 5 minutes on each side, get them nice and cooked through. Drain them and put them into, do you know what works really well is like an 8x8 or a 9x9 square cake pan. That is going to be perfect because then the patties fit in nicely, everybody gets their own corner. Then we're going to add in our gravy. This gravy we're going to mix together in a bowl. It's just some mushroom soup in evaporated milk, pepper, and a little bit of beef bouillon for a little extra punch. We're going to mix it nicely, smother it over our patties, over our steaks, and some saran wrap and some tin foil, and then we're going to freeze it. On the day of cooking, we are going to remove our saran wrap and our tin foil. We're going to throw it into the oven, bake it at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes, or you can transfer them to a skillet and just reheat them that way. Go ahead and serve. This is going to be so nice, like with just some steamed vegetables and mashed potatoes to go with that gravy. I think this is just a really good meat and taters kind of food.
It's comfort food, right?
Totally comfort food.
Nice, like middle of the week, especially this time of year. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Absolutely.
Now, we've been wanting to invent more ground beef recipes for a while, and we've talked about it, and I've kind of been researching and playing around with different things, but we waited, of course, because we had to wait till there was a ground beef sale.
That is one of the best things about freezer meals, is that when you have a sale, and I mean a good sale, you can buy all of it. Don't buy all of it. Buy most of it. And then you can come back and just put those recipes together into your freezer and you've made the most of it.
You can take full advantage of every single sale because you can cook it all up and get it made into meals and into the freezer so that you're not letting anything go to waste. And it just saves you so much money. So because we're making all ground beef recipes today, if you choose to do this and then next week you see that there is a sale on chicken, You can take advantage of that chicken sale, make all the chicken recipes, and we've got tons of chicken videos as well and lots of chicken recipes on our website. Then you've got more variety in your freezer and it's not just all ground beef.
That's right. Now, bonus points if you are in the Freezer Meals 101 Club. If you haven't heard of it, it is a wonderful place where you can really take advantage of those sales because it has filters right in it. So it's a membership. It's only $9 a month, or to save some money, which we are a big fan of that, it's $79 per year. And what you can do is then you can use the filters that are in the club for presets for ground beef perhaps, or for chicken, or for vegetarian meals, whatever you like. You can even filter for cooking style, like if you want just crock pot recipes, or if you have dietary concerns, like you need them to be gluten-free, you can filter for those things too. Then when you make your meal plan, you can print out your shopping list and a prep list, and our favorite part, the labels. And the labels will have the recipe title and the cooking instructions right on it, and being in the Freezer Meals 101 Club will make your sales be that much better.
Yes, and so today, because we knew that we are making all ground beef meals, what we were able to do is brown all of our ground beef for these recipes all at the same time. Of course, we had the Salisbury steak where we were using the raw ground beef, but all the rest of it, we're just gonna get that browned up. We do it on cookie sheets when we're doing this much at a time, or you can brown it in a roasting oven or your slow cooker because there's just so darn much of it. And then you wanna get it drained a bit and then allow it to cool before you add it into your freezer meals because you don't want condensation, so you don't wanna add things when they're warm into your freezer bag. So this next recipe that we're gonna be using with that cooked, cooled ground beef is cheeseburger sliders. Now, my kids love anything sliders, so we're inventing more and more slider recipes, and if you've watched our channel for a while, then you've seen a lot of slider variety here. But these ones sound like they are going to be amazing, and I know they're gonna be super popular. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some buns that are all together, your dozen buns that are stuck together. Now, we sometimes will get ours at Costco because it's a 2-pack, and then you can double this meal. Or of course, when it's Christy and I doing it together, she can take one set to her house and I can keep one set at my house. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna slice that lengthwise and put the bottom buns into a foil tray. And then you're going to mix together in a bowl some of that browned and cooled ground beef, minced garlic, again from the jar, minced onion, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and pepper. And then in a small bowl, you're gonna mix together a little bit of mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard. And then you're going to spread that mayo mixture right onto both sides of your buns. So the one that's down in the tray and the sort of lid that is sitting on the side. Then you're going to add some shredded cheddar or Tex-Mex cheese, just a layer on top of that mayo mixture on those bottom buns. Spoon the meat mixture evenly on top of that shredded cheese, and then you're gonna lay down some sliced dill pickles and top it with the rest of your cheese. Now you have everything that you would have in a cheeseburger right here in your cute little sliders. Then you're gonna replace the lid of those buns. After you have replaced the lid on those buns, the best part is you are going to take some melted butter and you're going to brush that over the top, and then you're gonna sprinkle this with everything bagel seasoning.
Oh.
I know, it's gonna be so good. Then you're gonna top it with 2 layers of foil and freeze it. On the day you go to make this, you thaw it and you just throw the whole thing in your oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 375, just till that cheese is melted and they're like ooey gooey good.
One of my favorite things about making sliders like that in the oven is when they get crispy. There's a nice crunch happening, especially on the buns that are on the outside. Super good. So you might notice that Charlotte and I are matchy-matchy today. Sometimes we coordinate, like we really do think about, you know, if she's gonna wear like a deep burgundy shirt, I will wear a deep green shirt so that, you know, we're a little matchy, but like today it's the same shirt. And There is something special about these shirts. I'm gonna get you to turn around and I will, oh, your hair is longer than mine. Maybe I'll do the turnaround today. It says, air is the enemy. Isn't that hilarious? We say it all the time. And so one of our viewers, her name is Anne-Marie. She's from Saskatoon. She's the best. She made these and sent them to us. Back to the recipes. This hamburger pasta casserole. You start out with your rotini. You're gonna cook it ahead of time as part of your prep. And you're going to undercook it a little bit because it's gonna get cooked again later. So we tell everybody, undercook your pasta from what it says on the box, like the al dente, to like a minute or two less. Because when it cooks again later, it won't get mushy on you. And that is how you put pasta into a freezer meal. We're gonna put that into a large bowl. We're going to add in our ground beef that has been browned, some diced onion, some minced garlic, some mixed vegetables, frozen mixed vegetables, your choice, whatever your favorite is. We're going to add in pasta sauce or our red sauce if you're in the Freezer Meals 101 Club. That's where that recipe is. We're going to add in tomato paste, Worcestershire sauce, some oregano, basil, and salt and pepper. We're gonna mix that all together and transfer it into a large resealable freezer bag. That's the gallon size. In a medium size, the quart size freezer bag, we're going to add in a mix of shredded mozzarella and shredded cheddar. We're going to get all of the air out because air is the enemy. That's what causes your freezer burn. That's why we say it all the time. And seal those up, staple them together above the seal, and get them into your freezer. On the day of cooking, you do want to thaw this. You're going to empty the big bag into a casserole dish, and then you're going to top it with those cheeses from the other bag. You're going to bake it at 400, really 15 to 18 minutes, and this is done, and your cheese is melted and it's heated through, and bam, that is how fast dinner can be on your table.
I love that this dinner is under 20 minutes. It's one of those ones that is perfect for when you just have a very small window. You're like getting home from work and then your kids need to be at soccer practice or piano lessons, or you're getting home from work and then you need to be at book club, like whatever it is, and you just have that little window. You can actually throw this into your oven and have it cooking while you're, you know, going and getting changed or going and getting that soccer gear or whatever it is, and then eat and you're on your way out the door. So nice to have those types of meals in your freezer.
And this one has vegetables in it. This is a full meal here. You're not preparing a side. You're not making potatoes and your steamed vegetables with it. It is all together, and it's that much easier.
When I was growing up, my brother's best friend came with us everywhere. His name was Andrew, and I had my best friend Holly, who also came with us everywhere, and they were always at our house. They were permanent fixtures, and so it kind of feels a little bit like Andrew was my bonus brother, or, you know. Andrew's mom made this soup that everyone loved and raved about. It's the kind of thing where everybody asks for the recipe once they've had it once. And they called it Hamburger Hoobie soup. The reason they called it Hamburger Hoobie soup, and this is the real name, is because their family, for whatever reason, called tomatoes Hoobies. No, I don't know why, but
that's funny.
It's like hamburger tomato soup, but Hamburger Hoobie soup. So
that is funny.
I managed to contact his mom and find out. I got my mom to contact his mom and find out this soup recipe from my childhood, because I'm like, what is Hamburger Hoobie soup? I can't really Google that.
Right.
So we are finally sharing with you this Hamburger Hoobie soup recipe, which is a perfect one for this time of year, super hearty and just like warm and cozy. So for this, you're going to again use that cooked cooled ground beef and add it into a large freezer bag. You're gonna add in some diced onion, peeled and chopped carrots. Now you can also add in some sliced celery, but I'm allergic to celery, so we don't generally add it into our recipes. Then you're gonna add in some diced tomatoes. You've got your diced Hoobies there. Some condensed tomato soup, barley, a bay leaf, a little bit of parsley, thyme, and pepper. And then if you want, you can seal the bag up now and just add some notes on it to add the water and broth on the day you go to cook it. That way your bag will be thinner and fit more easily in your freezer. Or you can add in some water and beef broth right now and then get as much air as you can out of that bag, seal it and freeze it. On the day you go to cook this, you thaw it, and then this is one of those ones that you really want to cook for a long time. Like the longer it simmers, the more the flavors are gonna meld, and it's just gonna all come together. So you can simmer it on the stovetop for at least 2 hours, or of course, you can do this one in your slow cooker and just low and slow, and then you can have this just with some buns, or you could throw a salad here, but you've got some veggies already.
Yeah.
So, you know, buns or garlic bread or just something like homey and cozy.
I love the sound of this. This is homey and cozy.
Right?
I can't wait to try it. This one's a new one for me. We have other funny named recipes, like we have Giggle Pig Pork Chops, which was named by a YouTube viewer. We had a little contest a while back, and that's what we ended up naming our nameless pork chops. I think this one will be a memorable one, partly because of the name, because Hoobie,
Right.
that hamburger, I can't even say it, hamburger, Hoobie soup, that's cute. That is
cute.
so cute. And it sounds like it's gonna be really tasty too.
Absolutely.
This Thai basil beef skillet is a very nice one to have together because it's packed with quite a few vegetables and super packed with flavor. Into your large freezer bag, you'll add your browned ground beef, a sliced red pepper, sliced purple onion, some shredded or matchstick carrots, which you can do yourself or you can actually buy them like that in your produce section at the grocery store. You're going to add in your minced garlic, some Thai basil leaves, or just regular basil leaves if you can't find them. And we're also going to add in some ginger. We use squeezy tube ginger because it is pre-grated, it is fresh, and we go through quite a bit of it. We're going to also add in soy sauce, some brown sugar, fish sauce, salt, and a bit of lime juice. We're gonna mix that all together right in our bag, so you can save yourself some dishes on this one without having to do it in a bowl. And we're going to get out all that excess air, and then we're gonna seal it and freeze it. On the day of cooking, you wanna thaw this, and then it is just a quick fry up. You're going to do it in your skillet, heat it through until your vegetables are somewhat soft and stir-fry-y. And then this one I love to serve over top of rice, and then you can top it with some sliced green onion or some sliced jalapenos if you want.
Now this is the only one that's not completely new. We did tweak it and make it like club worthy, and now we're giving you the final recipe here today. But we did it in a mega session that we did a while ago. I think it was when we did 153.
I think it was in the
meals.
153.
And so I will pop the link to that up there. We'll also put it in the description down below. But after we had it, we were like, it's good, but it needs a few tweaks. And we always tweak things before we put them into the club because we want to make sure that they're like tried and true for you. But it was a really good one. And it was one where my husband and I were hosting supper club after that, and we were doing Thai food. And one of our dishes didn't work out, so we were a little bit short on what we could serve. And I was like, wait, I have a Thai-inspired dish in the freezer. And I pulled it out, and it's a thin bag, so it thaws really fast, especially if you do it in a sink full of water. So I was able to, at the very last minute, get this cooked up in the skillet and get it on the table. And then Christy's husband was like, wait, haven't I had this at our house?
And I think the funny part is we had it like within the last week. Like really, we had just had it. And it was just as nice to have it again at Charlotte's house. That was totally fine, but he totally recognized it, and it is that good. And it's even better because that was the first time we made it, and we did have to make a few little tweaks to it. It's perfect now.
And if you preferred, you could do this one with beef strips instead of ground beef. So that's another option for you. And you could just throw those in the bag raw because they would cook up in the skillet. So,
But this is a ground beef video. So it's not a beef strip video. So we're gonna, stick with the ground beef here.
that's true. Good point. Thank you to Anne-Marie for our adorable matchy-matchy shirts. And thank you to all of you for watching and being on this awesome, amazing YouTube journey with us. We love being able to teach you our freezer meal secrets. Pass those along so that you can get these meals made and into your freezer as quickly as we do.
Thanks for watching and happy cooking. I am on Reddit. This week, early in the morning, I was just browsing and I recently got a new Pixel phone. So I was looking in the sub about the Pixel phones. Somebody messaged in there and said, I bought this phone case for my wife because she was going to get this certain phone. She ended up getting a different phone. So if anybody wants this, I will pass it along. I'll send it anywhere in the world. And people are like, are you sure? Because like, where are you? And he said, I'm in the UK. And so I saw this and I'm like, well, I have the right phone. If it's not too late, I'd like to be in on the draw. And that's very kind of you. So later in the day, he and his daughter went through all the messages and they found mine and they liked it. And he went back and he kind of looked at my post history and he said, you're a kind person. I would like to send this to you. I thought, I'm going to have to give him my name and I'm going to have to tell an internet stranger my address. You know, I have teenage children. You've been through the teenage years. Was one thing that we pound into them is do not give internet strangers your address. And so I called Charlotte and I'm like, you remember that mailbox that you set up for Freezer Meals 101? Do you think I could use that? Because it's a PO box. And I don't know if you have ever noticed, but down below in our description, every single video that we've been doing for the last 2 years almost has our PO box in there. You can send us mail. You can send us shirts like Anne-Marie.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. And so I asked Charlotte, can I use that? And she said, yeah, of course. So I gave him a fake name and I gave him that address because it's a PO box. It doesn't go to my house. And now we wait and see if I get my phone case.
It's kind of exciting.
It is kind of exciting. And all that to say, we have this PO box and we got these awesome shirts from Anne-Marie.
I mean, they're matching, which is cute enough, but then on the back it has this "Air is the enemy" slogan-y thing, so.
That is very cute. And how many times have we said, I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt? So I think she probably just took it to heart and she's like, I have a Cricut. I'm gonna give this a go.
I love it.
And we love it. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie.